Hello and welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast. I'm your host, Donyell Rolinson. Donyell Rolinson, I've full named myself. Matthew Kendrick. How are you, mate?
Matthew James Thomas Kendrick. If we're
Two middle names.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's good. Yeah, how many middle names you got?
Just the one. Like most people, no?
What is it?
Guess.
I don't know. Boubacar.
Yeah, why not? Let's just say that it is that, yeah. It's John, after my dad. Boring.
Oh, right.
Very boring.
Mine were after my granddad's. My one granddad was called James.
Was
The
it?
the other one was called Basil, so he had his middle name. So it could have been Matthew James Basil Kendrick. But anyway, we've got a game to review, have we, or what?
I don't know. I'd rather do this, to be honest. I mean, the fact that you've got your granddad's middle name is another layer. Anyway, Global Pilot, good evening once again, gentlemen, from the southbound M5 heading to Devon. Looking forward to hearing what you've got to say. James says, how are you, chaps? Very well, as we've established. And Jimmy Nimble says, I hope Brendy is okay. How was that not a foul? Start with that very quickly. It was an elbow, wasn't it?
Is it a forearm smash? It was.
Mad.
Yeah, that needs to be. I was going to say WWF. That's what it used to be when I was a lad. The wrestling.
No, it's the pandas.
Yeah, it looked horrible. You could see the little kind of birds and stars, going around his head. Bless him. So yeah, I hope he's. Hope somebody's woken him back up and told him that we've won the game anyway. Yeah, it looked horrible. I can't believe the ref never gave anything, did he? Didn't give a a 6-minute delay.
Just got the ball back. Like a drop ball or whatever. Anyway, we've started right at the end, which is mad. Should we just call it there? 2 minutes in. Villa won the game, 4 in a row now across all competitions. I think it's 6 unbeaten, possibly 7 if you include the Brentford game in 90 minutes, which is a good turnaround. We looked absolutely awful at the start of the season, and it definitely feels like we've turned that corner now, doesn't it? And we're starting to see the real Villa, the usual Villa. I mean, we made it nervy at the end, no doubt, and that's part of the real Villa, I guess. But we're making chances and we're scoring goals, and that's something we couldn't buy, 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, and Super Unai Emery's changed it about a little bit today, and wouldn't say it's a meltdown, but people saying, "Oh, why is Buendia not started?" and Marland's not up to the task, and all these kind of things. These people, I mean, I'm saying these people, it's probably me who was saying it, but but we've got a bit of momentum now, haven't we? We've spoken in the past about international breaks coming at the wrong time or the right time. Tough luck, they come when they come.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that we do go into this new break just restoring everybody's confidence and belief and faith that we've not suddenly gone from being a brilliant team who could string so many victories together at the back end of last season to becoming a crisis club like Liverpool who can't buy a win or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So,
crisis 1 point off the top.
Nice crisis, isn't it, that?
Yeah, it definitely feels like Villa are heading in the right direction now. The last international break it definitely was discussions of let's just have this as a time to reset and try again afterwards. And had Everton and Sunderland, didn't we? Which was marginally better, but still not really. And since then, probably should have beaten Sunderland really. And we've gone on that unbeaten run after that with the European games thrown in there as well. But 4 wins in a row. I'm not suggesting there's any easier games, but Fulham, Burnley, Feyenoord and Bologna, they're not easy games, but they're not super difficult either. However, the way that we were playing to begin with, every game was super difficult. And as Oliver says there in the chat, there's harder fixtures coming up now. Yeah, Man City, Spurs, Chelsea, I think's over the horizon, not too far away. But I kind of wonder whether we play better against some of those bigger sides anyway. Our troubles tend to come in games like today when you are going to have to try and kind of unlock the door, and we struggle to do that. But the first goal, let's talk through the goals. Some titles are better than others. I've gone with what have I gone with? Hold on a minute, I've lost it. I think I've gone with Aston Villa's Donyell double puts Burnley in relegation trouble. Come on, these headlines don't write themselves.
You're just spitting raps left, right, and centre, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I do, mate. The Donyell double, first one comes from a counter attack that probably I didn't see us playing that kind of style against Burnley. I thought they'd sit in the whole game and that'd be it. But a lovely bit of work from Kamara in the middle and a delicious ball through. And that's how the first goal comes about. And it's always nice when the player who's played the pass from much further away than the goal scorer, he gets his congratulations as well, that from the rest of his teammates, that you go, okay, that was all down to the ball, really.
Yeah, I thought before that as well. I thought Watkins did well to get the ball. I've never used this phrase before, but I heard it on the commentary the other day, and it's nothing new. But under his spell, he did well to get the ball
Spell. Yeah.
under his. Just means control it, doesn't it? I
Yeah.
think he did well to get the ball under his spell, under pressure by the.
Where does that come from? Under his control? Spell? That's a weird. It's a weird phrase, isn't it? Once you start to think about it.
Yeah, we probably need to go. I think football cliches have got their live show in Birmingham this week, haven't they? We probably need to go along and learn. But yeah, so Watkins did well to get the ball under control. And yeah, it was such a brilliant ball from the Boobmeister. And I thought he'd gone a bit too far. I thought he took the ball to Whitton Station. He seemed to go that far wide.
But he loves the goal across the he loves a finish across the goal though, doesn't he? He's got to take it that far to be able to do it.
Yeah, I like that falling finish as well.
Yeah, good finish to be fair. Like I don't want to kind of over-egg it, but on the slide, I guess it's not easy.
Yeah, and like this fella sitting next to me today said, does that? Listen, it's horses for courses, but he played more as a second striker, didn't he, today?
Yeah.
Than as a winger.
Like Diaby.
Does that suit him in that role? I mean, it looked like 4-4-2 at times today. Yeah. But yeah, his finish was class, and I don't know. I don't want to do the bloke down while he's on a high from scoring the 2 goals that won the game. I hope that's the catalyst for him now, because I think we've seen little glimpses of him, but we haven't seen that he can be, really make an impact for Villa. But I'm as fickle as anything. I said to the bloke next to me, if he'd have been in the Champions League squad, I think we'd have won it. Last year.
I mean, it is funny how these things go. Well, I don't know whether it is quite as strong as fickle, but we got him on the thumbnail for the Fan Zone episode, the preview on Friday, just by complete coincidence. I wasn't even expecting him to play, but we spoke about him on the Q&A of, is he the right player for us? And have we wasted our money and blah blah? And then a week later, we're talking about him as being the match winner, and can he now start and kick on and play again? And obviously we've got the break now, but can he play against Tottenham and play well there and get another goal and kind of use that momentum? And that's all that. When we spoke in the first couple of episodes of the season, and we were being asked about relegation and Unai out and all that crap, I always felt that it was just confidence. It's such a massive thing, that belief in yourself and that I can play to this level. It doesn't take long for Villa to turn things around and look much better. And as I said at the top of this, looked more like the Villa of old, that were playing some really nice football as well. Like that 2-1 Burnley, if you just see that on the list of results today, you probably think, whatever. Villa played well throughout most of that. We should have been 2 or 3 up at half time, I thought. We've had kind of a fair few half chances where the final ball isn't quite right, or the striker's touch or whoever it is isn't doesn't get it quite right, and a chance probably should come but doesn't. The Rodgers one, I know he gets the assist from Malen afterwards, but in the first half, I think it was, he had time to play it through to Watkins and completely overhits it. And it's like, come on, that's such a basic ball. And if he gets that right, Watkins maybe gets a shot off and we do score there. So it is those fine margins that make us look terrible to being a decent side again.
Yeah, if you look at it though, Dubravka's had the game of his life. I think he's kind of channeled his inner Marco Bizzot. I think he was pulling off saves left, right, and centre today. So, probably some of them you'd have expected him to have made them anyway. But if we'd scored 4 goals today, people couldn't really have had any complaints.
No.
Create that amount of chances. And yeah, I think it's good, isn't it? We were at the start of the season, we went however many games without scoring a goal. The pressure always immediately comes on Ollie Watkins' shoulders to score the goals. And we've always said that Morgan Rogers is probably the one who we ask him to be our kind of attacking talisman. But we've had McGinn weighing in with goals. We've had Buendia weighing in with goals. Marlen's come to the party today. So I think that's really encouraging. And, probably Conser should have scored one today as well.
Yeah.
Dubravka's saved that one as well, hasn't he?
Good height for a keeper, that one.
So, yeah, I think, I don't know whether it's Transeview challenge. I think somebody got a little bit on it that probably took a bit of the sting out of it. But, no, it was a very satisfactory, I keep saying that, very satisfactory day at the office. But yeah, I thought the atmosphere was a bit flat, but I'm not sure. 2 o'clock on a Sunday at home to Burnley is the blockbuster that Sky would probably have you believe from time to time.
You always know it's really flat when you can hear the players. Even when we're 1-0 up, it's like I can hear all the players talking. Yeah. A couple of comments. King81 says, Unai out, standing, good. Cat Cannon says, Unai out, of this world, also good. Well done, gents. Or ladies. Simon says, Emery, fastest manager to 80 wins on his 150th game in the Premier League. Is it 150 Premier League games or 150 total? Can't remember. I think it's 150 total for him, but 80 wins in the Premier League, maybe. 15 games faster, just needs a trophy. Yeah, we all know how good he is. This is why the kind of Unai out stuff kind of boiled my blood a little bit in those first few weeks of the season, because you don't know how good you've got it sometimes. You make that change, and it's such a huge risk. Like, give Unai time, 3 weeks, and we're better. We weren't asking for 6 months of a massive overhaul. And I'm not suggesting now, and I've said this before, that we're now going to go and win the league or we're going to finish fourth because we won a couple of games. But we're clearly showing signs that there's a good squad there. They just needed a bit of an arm around the shoulder or whatever it might be. Rodgers, again, a little bit better in parts of the game. Obviously gets the assist for the second goal as well, which that's a lovely finish, isn't it, for Malen? Again, trademark Donyell at the moment from what we've seen of him before, but slightly on the outside of the boot, round the keeper. Lovely. Love that one.
I do love a fizzing finish when it just pops up off the floor and you hit it
proper sweet.
Crisply like that, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Good. I feel like this might be quite. You've enjoyed that one, haven't you? I feel like this might be quite a brief show. Like, I'm not suggesting we're done already, but like, yeah, it felt quite standard. I don't know if that makes sense, but like we've played pretty well. We've had a few half chances. We've scored a couple of goals that we had. You've already mentioned Conce's missed opportunity. It's kind of like we just did enough that we had to do to win the game without blowing them away, but we still made it nervous at the end by conceding the goal that we probably shouldn't have. Still that element, isn't there, of we're not perfect yet, but still do enough to win the game. It's just, you know, that the narrative around today would have been so much more different, obviously, if we'd conceded again. It'd have been, we've made all these kind of okay chances and we're not doing enough with it. It's just getting over the line sometimes.
I've lost you, mate. You there?
What's going on? Am I back?
You're back now, mate, yeah.
Did you hear any of that?
Something about getting over the line or something, was that?
Yeah, wasn't that interesting, whatever I said? I don't know. Let's just move on then. Oh, God, maybe this will be a short one after all. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
Okay, all right, let's move on. Should we do man of the match?
Yeah, go on, yeah. Let's have it.
It's everybody's favourite section. It's time for the Man of the Match award, and we're going to pick our top 3 in order. And if there wasn't 3 good players, it's a bit of tough isn't it?
Ooh, 3 players. I can certainly think of one outstanding candidate. I think he's the man of the match. Is he yours?
I don't know. I'm going to go with Kendrick Lamar Bogart. To be honest.
He's the one. Very good. Very good, actually. I've said a few times, and I think he's obviously got better as time has gone on. But I felt there was games when I was a little bit, I don't know, a bit like, if Bogart's starting, we're in trouble somewhere. I don't think he's a right back. I think he's certainly better in midfield. That is his position. But even games then where he's come on, and it's a bit like, I don't know, like we're really kind of scraping the barrel a little bit. Whereas now it's a bit like the Bizot-Olsen situation, that if Bizot played the next game, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. If Bogart plays against Tottenham, I'd be like, yeah, sound. He's a good footballer, and he seems really mature. And I really don't know how to describe this, and I don't know whether you'll agree or anyone will agree, in fact, but the way he moves, I think, is really interesting, really like quick. I don't know what I mean. Like, he seems really alert and bright, and like he doesn't dally on the ball. As soon as he's like gets it, his body's like moving quick, and he's like on the next thing straight away. Do you know what I mean? Am I mental?
I'll talk about how he moves in a minute. But in terms of, I always felt, probably last season when we first saw him being introduced in that holding midfield role, I always felt it felt like a damage limitation option, rather than something that's going to be progressive and it's going to be something that really gets you on the front foot. But I've seen like, listen, he does the simple things really, really well. He doesn't overcomplicate it. He keeps the ball moving. But I've seen little signs that I think he's growing in confidence. I think now he almost needs to go to play his way in his own mind to convince himself that he belonged at that level. But now that he knows that, and he knows he can do the simple things and the comfortable things, I'm not saying he's going to suddenly start pinging, 80-yard diagonal balls and stuff like that, or he's going to do, Cruyff turns in the centre circle and stuff. But even some of the passes he's picking seems to be, he will play through the lines a little bit more rather than always giving the ball back to the centre halves or the fullbacks and stuff.
I think he's close control in tight spaces as well is what's most impressive to me. That kind of bravery, first of all, to take it in those areas, but to be able to deal with it and ping off a little pass. And it might only be 5 yards, but it's having that kind of, I don't know, like the way he moves just seems really quick and sharp and kind of knows exactly what's going on around him and can get the ball and ping it off quickly without kind of being under pressure and needing loads of time and loads of space. He's very sharp. Somebody else in the comments said sharp. That probably is the kind of word I'm looking for, I think. Just looks right up to speed.
Yeah, he is. Like I say, he'll make himself available. He'll always make himself available to receive the ball. I think sometimes, he comes from, he's got a good pedigree anyway. It's not just somebody who they've found, kicking a ball around on a Parks pitch in Erdington. He's got some kind of fairly, his dad. Did his dad win the Euros? His uncle.
His uncle. Yeah, his uncle
Winston.
Yeah. Who is mentioned on commentary in every single Villa game that the commentary team does on Villa. Yeah.
See, maybe I'm trying to get a commentary role here.
Yeah. His uncle, Winston Bogard. Yeah. I don't even know who Winston Bogard is, to be perfectly honest with you. I mention it every single time. Is it Chelsea? His uncle, football in the family, of course, for Lamar. His uncle, Winston Bogard, there. I've mentioned it every single time without fail. I probably mentioned it today, whoever listened on there, who was watching it on TV. But yeah, really good footballer. And I just think that because my previous thoughts on him were, if he's in there, we're light somewhere, and Tielemans is out, and maybe Kamara's out, and that inexperience is going to be a bit of an issue. I'm not suggesting if Tielemans is fit tomorrow that Bogard plays ahead of him, but probably plays over Onana at the moment. If both Onana and Bogard are fit, I'm probably chucking Bogard in there now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was good to see Onana back amongst it. I mean,
yeah.
Christ, talk about, fist pumping after playing for like 6 minutes.
I know. I did wonder whether he'd do it, but fair enough. Why not?
Oh, man, blimey. What was I going to say? But yeah, it's good to see him back. Barkley being back as well gives us options.
Yeah.
I've said this before, but I still think, I know Mings is out at the moment anyway, but I still think without Tielemans or Torres, you need one of those two in there to start things off from the back. Although I think Conte has looked more comfortable in possession as well in the last couple of games. So whether
runs out from the back.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to, thought he was prime Beckenbauer. I thought he was going to keep moving on that one. I mean, probably the fourth challenge that he evaded, he probably should have laid the ball off. But, yeah, I think listen, we've played probably opposition in the last 3 of the 4 games that you probably expect to win. Particularly at Villa Park. But we've won them, and we've won them from a position where everybody was feeling a little bit down on their luck, and we've showed, I don't know, the moral fibre or whatever to go and win those games. So I think today was probably Fulham as well. It was probably, you play Burnley at home, you play Fulham at home, you probably are expected to go and win those. Although we've had a few kind of hairy moments, particularly going a goal down against Fulham and then conceding on day, I think they were pretty routine.
Yeah.
They were pretty routine victories. Don't think the opponents couldn't really gone away and say we were done out of a deserved point or a deserved 3 points there. We deserve to win the games.
Yeah, absolutely. But the concern was 3 or 4 weeks ago that we were expected to win, but I don't think we will because we don't look good enough at the moment. Just on Onana and Bogard's, a couple of comments. Carl says, never seen Bogard travel with the ball the way he did today. He played like how we expected or want Onana to play. Mike Doughty says, Bogard over Onana is a little over the top. Onana can do things on another level, in my mind. Yeah, he probably can, but I ain't seen it yet. Villa, really.
Well, need to stop doing it in your mind and doing it on the pitch.
Yeah. The thing for Onana now for me, and I said this to the guy next to me at the time, and this is kind of a little bit over the top, is he's coming on for the final 5 minutes plus injury time. Can he stay fit? Can you at least get through 10 minutes, mate? Like, never mind getting through the next full game. Like, can you you're so kind of soft, for want of a better word, at the moment. That just come on in this game that is going to be physical to end, throw yourself about a bit, and can you come out of it unharmed? Can you stay fit for the next 3 or 4 weeks? Like, I'm not looking any further than that at the moment.
This is not saying that Bogard always gets in ahead of Onana now, in the same way that, that Bizot doesn't always trump Martinez, as we've seen. It's having options. It's having options where you don't just feel that you've got Bogart playing in the team doesn't just feel anymore like a makeshift solution because we've got 6 players injured. It feels like he's good enough to earn his place in that starting lineup, even when we've got other options if he's the man in form. And I think that's a breakthrough moment for me, because I didn't know whether he was this little bit of a cover player or a utility player, or the option when needed. But I like him. I thought he did really well. Do we need another couple of mentions for our 3 or not? Or?
I mean, I'm definitely happy to give Bogard the man of the match. Malen is going to be one of the 3 for scoring both the goals. I suppose it's the way you want to send the other one to. I thought Cash was good again, to be fair, although I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if I missed something, but he looked to be really flagging after about an hour. He chased back at one point and dispossessed the Burnley player in the box, I think. Got to the ball ahead of him, and then he was like walking back with like his hand on his hips, like he was like properly blowing, and then he didn't look great after that. Came off, obviously, for Lindelof towards the end. So I don't know whether he took a knock or an elbow to the ribs or something that I missed. But I thought he was good overall again, just apart from his kind of final 10 or 15 minutes or so. I just thought, mate, you look knackered. What has happened?
Mate, if you want to see properly blowing, you either should have seen me at the top of the Trinity steps today. I was up drinking all day yesterday, so it was hard to get on them steps. And I'm playing 5-a-side tonight. So if you want to see what blowing looks like, mate. And it wouldn't be exerting myself anywhere near the levels of Premier League fullback Matty Cash. I don't know. Listen, they played a lot of football, hasn't he? He's been constant, hasn't he? In the last,
he played it in the week in Europe as well, didn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, I thought, I don't know who the third. Yeah, it would be Bogart. It would be Marlon. I suppose your usual shouts as well.
Kamara
played well again, didn't he?
I think in games like this, where it feels a bit kind of routine or standard, you've got a couple of standouts like Bogard and Marlon because he scored the 2, but you've then probably got another group of players who are all like 7s out of 10s, and none of them really stand out above the other. You could quite easily here pick Kamara for 3rd best, or Konsa, or Torres, or Martinez. You know what I mean? Or they're all kind of much of a muchness, the rest of them. Yeah,
I thought McGinn was off it a little bit compared to what we've seen from him.
He'll be tired as well, I think,
in recent weeks. But yeah, you can stick whoever you want as 3rd in the bronze medal. I don't mind.
Okay, all right. Maybe the comments can pick theirs. Just on Rodgers, he had that shot in the first half. King81 just says there the deflected shot that I thought was going to loop in, but didn't. He gets the assist for the 2nd goal. Would that be enough, do you think? Obviously we've got the break now, but is that enough to spark a bit of confidence into him? Do you think?
I think so. We've said before, haven't we? He's looked pretty sharp on England duty anyway, so maybe that will help his confidence levels as well. He's there's not so much onus on him, is there, on international duty to be the player who sparks things off. So if you look at it, listen, that pass today when he probably should have passed it earlier to Watkins, and then the angle probably wasn't as good, and then he's played it too far, and you could hear the groans again. And obviously Bologna a couple of weeks ago, was it last week? I can't remember. Bologna, whenever it was a really poor day for him. But for being honest, this is kind of the Rodgers that we've had. Anyway, even when he was flying, what he needs to add, he's added an assist today. He needs to start striking the ball a bit earlier and trying to score some goals, because there's no real substitute for, in terms of boosting people's confidence. He needs to do that. And it's not the worst habit or fault in the world if you're unselfish and you're trying to create for your teammates. But I think sometimes, listen, if he shoots and he gets it on target and he makes good contact with it, even if it doesn't go in, it's probably going to create a better opportunity for one of his teammates than a misplaced pass for Ollie Watkins today. So I think I want to see him do that, start to take a bit more responsibility, because ultimately attacking players are going to be judged on their numbers. And he's getting to the edge of the box. You know, he's still been able to commit defenders on the half turn. He's still putting himself about. So I think that's what's got to come next. He's just got to put his laces through the ball a little bit more for me.
Yeah, there was a chance where he did pass it off to somebody. I think it was before that Watkins overhit pass where you think he probably could have had a shot there. And then the one where he's giving it to Watkins, you think, I wish you had a shot there because, like you say, the pass was poor anyway. So yeah, I think that comes with a bit of confidence and, you know, losing that thing of, I don't want to give away the ball here by wasting it. Then, you know, players do shoot, don't they? Cash had one, didn't he? Was that deflected as well, potentially, from the edge of the box? So a little bit of that sometimes. It sounds very simplistic, but when it's not quite going, have a shot, see what happens. It might just go in, and that changes things. So I'm pretty much done with the game, mate, to be honest. Is there anything that I've missed that you want to discuss?
I thought they've mentioned the atmosphere, and I thought Burnley fans tried to generate a little bit of atmosphere, but it was all a little bit.
LA was a bit weird coming from someone else. I couldn't make out what the lyrics were, but
I'm sure they said something about. Listen, it's all relative, isn't it? You know, we obviously sing about us winning the European Cup in Rotterdam. I'm sure there's mentioned Ewood Park, so it's clearly a kind of Burnley-Blackburn rivalry thing, I think. But I don't know what the moment was that they were saluting.
We've won at Ewood Park once or twice, or something like that.
Fair play. Have you ever? It's funny hearing the Lancashire accent. Have you ever heard of the Lancashire hot pots?
Have I heard of a Lancashire hot pot? Of course,
no,
I have,
not the food, the band.
Oh no, no, I meant the food.
Oh right, no, there's a band called like a bit of a novelty band called the Lancashire Hot Pots. I was going to mention them earlier because there's somebody in here called "Is the Green Bin Out" or something. Did you see that in the comments?
No. There's
a commenter called "Is the Green Bin Out," but they do a brilliant song. I advise everybody to check it out. Brilliant. You listen. It ain't going to win, you know, the kind of Mercury Prize or whatever. But they do a brilliant song called "Has the Bin Man Been Mon?"
Right, okay.
I'd urge you to check it out. Anyway, that's my only Lancashire reference.
What a plug that is.
Say again?
What a plug that is to something completely irrelevant.
Listen to it, you'll love it. Can I give a couple of shout-outs?
You can. I've got one as well, but you go first.
There was a fella who reminded me that he bumped into us before. I don't know whether you was with me then at that moment, but he bumped into us at Wembley before the Palace game. A fella called Dean, lovely bloke. And I said, well, listen, mate, if we don't win today, I don't ever want to bump. You know, you're a lovely bloke. I don't ever want to bump into you ever again. So, Dean, we're welcome to chat pre-match again. And the other guy was he was very enthusiastic about the podcast, actually. Colin from Bedford Lions. I don't know. I didn't tell him this. He got a bit of an Anton de Beek thing going on for me.
He's dancing his way through.
Yeah, he was just sashaying up to me in the top of the Trinity. But he loves the podcast. He's normally in the Holt End, but he's with his grandkids.
What does that mean then? He looked like Anton de Beek?
I don't think he even did. He just got a bit of a. I don't know whether he got like a kind of southern voice, kind of. Anyway, so yeah, 7. So he came along, and he's normally in the Holt End. And I said, "Well, listen, if you want to have a nap, you're in the Trinity Upper now, mate. So just know." Whatever Sunday afternoon nap, you're in a good place for it. But yeah, so he was a great fellow as well. And the other bloke I want to give a shout out. This is the reason I was drinking around Blackheath and the surrounding areas yesterday. My mate who we play football with, John Kirby, he turned 40 a couple of days ago. So big shout out to Curbs as well. Brilliant footballer, but he's a tree surgeon by trade. He's a massive. You know when you see a footballer,
everything you say sounds like a joke. it's like Bob Mortimer and Would I Lie to You? Everything you say, I think, where is this going? What's the punchline here?
No, he's not. If it was that, I'd call him like Gary Bacon or something like that, wouldn't I? No, he's just I'm playing football with him tonight. I'm probably saying this in case he's listening and watching, so he doesn't slam me up the fence and stuff. But you know, when you see like a really big, strong footballer, but who can also play like a Kevin Nolan or a Kevin. Who's the other fella? What's the bloke who used to play for Bolton?
Kevin Nolan.
No, the other fella.
Kevin Davis.
Kevin Davis, like really big.
Yeah,
so can use his physique, but can also kind of maneuver the ball and stuff. So I don't know where I'm going with this, mate. But
I mean,
yeah, so happy birthday, John.
is he good at the game Kirby as well?
Well, we called it gutters when
Did
we were
ya?
growing up. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought you'd have been a Kirby man as well.
So yours,
Kirby, yeah.
the streets of Alzheimer were Kirby, were they? Oh, well,
They must have adapted in the 40 years between us.
Yeah, Rowley Reese, it was gutters, mate.
Gutters. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's one of these things. It's balm and bun cake and all that crap. And
I don't think people call that game balm. To be
honest, dressing gown and house coat and all that crap you'll see on social media.
Did you play if you hit the other curb or gutter? You had to kind of catch it on the rebound?
Yeah.
Was there a point system though? Did you get?
I don't know. Just do whoever was. I don't know. Just do it for fun, didn't you? Did you use your hands? Or was it your feet? Was it both? I seem to remember
you used to have to stand. We played in a little cul-de-sac, so it's quite good because you didn't get many cars coming down there. But you used to have to throw it from one side. You know, if you live on a dual carriageway, it's probably a harder game than if you have to throw it from one side to the other. And I think you bounced it and caught it, and then you could advance halfway into the road, and then you get another go.
Oh yeah, like a free hit kind of thing. Yeah.
So I don't know whether he's any good at it, mate. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, ask him tonight. I seem to remember us doing it as football as well as kids, not using your hands. But anyway, I'm sure. I was about to say, I'm sure no one cares about this, but I'm sure this is actually the bit that everyone's most interested in, to be honest, not the football. I also wanted to give a shout out to Matt, who, in his own words, because he tweeted me afterwards, accosted me at Merry Hill at the weekend. I was walking up past PC World or Curry's or whatever it's called now, and he said, he's like, "Are you Dan?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I love the podcast, blah blah blah. I listen every single week. I love it. Walking the dog or whatever he said. I can't remember. Sorry, Matt. But I did remember his name, so I wrote it in my phone because I'm terrible at remembering these things. All the comments suggest Kirby or Curb Ball, which is was interesting. You also Ginnell. Oh, not for that game. Yeah, an alleyway, isn't it? A gully. I quite like a gully. And where I am.
Oh, in terms of
this is not no. Just names for things in your regional dialect.
Yeah, Ginnell's like the back of the houses in Coronation Street, isn't it? It's a gully or an alley near us.
I'd say gully around by us. Yeah, that feels very black country. Gully. Don't know why. Yeah. Are we done?
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
I think we were probably done 10 minutes ago, to be honest. Right, we'll end it there. Matt, thanks for joining me. Thanks to everyone who watched along live and got involved in the comments as well. John and I will be recording a Q&A on Monday morning. There's a QR code on screen for those watching, which takes you through to the mailbag where you can ask your question to attempt to feature on the show. That should be out Monday, but possibly Tuesday morning. Don't know at the moment, but ask away. Obviously, international break, so plenty of time for that episode to be listened to. We'll probably take our foot off the gas a little bit this week before we lead up to Tottenham in the week after. You and I are going to Tottenham, aren't we? Have we said this before on the podcast?
Yeah, hopefully. I'm still waiting for the final confirmation.
Okay. Oh, that's good then. I thought that was already sorted.
Fingers crossed. We should be. Yeah, we should be there.
Okay, well, maybe we'll do some interesting things at Tottenham potentially. So subscribe to Claret and Blue to keep you on what we're up to. Thanks for listening or watching this episode of the Claret and Blue podcast. We'll see you again on Monday or Tuesday with a Q&A. Up the Villa. See you later, everybody.